International students are facing a number of challenges, from the cost of living to language barriers.
Going back to Ramadan, what were the experiences for students living far away from home?
And night or day, when is the best time for sports o'clock? Welcome to La Trobe University News. I'm Holly.
And I'm Sarah, giving you the daily scoop of stories from around La Trobe University.
La Trobe has a diverse community of 8,000 international students from over 100 countries. However, life for international students isn't always easy. Christine Davidson reports.
The cost of
Living away from home can be challenging for many, with issues like managing finances. However, for international students at La Trobe University, it's a problem which seems to affect them more than local students. 22-year-old exchange student Hui Yap has found living in Melbourne significantly more expensive than in her home country of Singapore.
I got a shock when I found out that the rent is so expensive because they charge by week. So a week I have to pay $380, which is similar to the rent that I pay back in Singapore, but for a month.
But it's not only the rent Hui experiences, the essential cost of living too.
For example, when it comes to food, I believe that it is relatively more expensive than food back home.
A post by the migration shows finances as one of the biggest challenges for international students. While part of the most vulnerable group in the rental crisis, the cost of living are also increasing. 19-year-old Tai Chena from Cambodia lives on campus. He says financial issues seem to affect international students more.
National students, they did not care about the place that they need to live, transportation, school budget, something like that. But for the national student, they need to prepare everything.
Research by the University of Melbourne shows that half of Australians under 30 still live with their parents. 20-year-old Maddie Hacker from the US hasn't noticed as much of a challenge financially between her home country and Melbourne.
I would say it's not too different than back in the US. I will say I did a lot of budgeting before I came here.
These issues of managing finances seem to affect international students more than local students. With the recent election results, will these issues be prioritized? Christine Davidson, La Trobe University News.
The costs of living in Melbourne are some of the most expensive in Australia for students. Monthly prices average between $2,300 and $2,800. If you want a personal estimate of your monthly budget, you can visit Study Melbourne's website.
Finances aren't the only issues international students face. The language barrier is also a big challenge. Ashley Grogan has more.
Every year, thousands of international students arrive in Australia with hopes of gaining a world-class education. But many are facing more than just culture shock. For these students, mastering academic English is proving to be one of the biggest hurdles.
Because the accent of Australians is different from the English accent. So yeah, it's a little bit difficult at the first month that when I'm here, but now it's fine.
Recent data from the Australian Department of Education reveals that in 2024, the Trobe University alone, out of the 40,000 enrolled for this year, 8,000 of those students are international. But just how are universities, and more specifically La Trobe University, coping with the rise?
Compared to my experience learning English in Australia, the teachers are always helping me to improve my speaking skills and grammar skills, as well as show me the skills that I need to improve.
I try the best to help students. They always try to answer my questions or supporting me in the assignments, or if I have some problems in understanding the structure or something about the assignment, they will support me. Yep.
Language testing, such as the IELTS, is a prerequisite for admission for most universities, but it often doesn't prepare students for the nuances of academic discourse for their course.
I'm not really confident because as a first-year student, I really don't learn much about the academic words. So yeah.
Despite these challenges, universities are stepping up. Many now offer dedicated English language support, writing workshops, and peer mentoring for those who need support. Although language and cultural transition remain significant hurdles, the commitment from universities shows progress. The reality is, while not all struggles have disappeared, international students are being seen, heard, and supported more than ever before. This is Ashley Grogan with the Trobe News, reporting on the international student journey in Victoria.
Ramadan is a time of faith, connection and resilience. But what is it like celebrating the holiday far away from home? Ava Rajalingam has more.
Every year, millions of Muslims around the world observe Ramadan, a month of fasting, reflection and community. But for international students in Australia, experiencing Ramadan away from home brings unique challenges and opportunities, often with the help of friends, community and university support.
Being a family, I think, is the main thing when it comes to cultural traditions, because obviously family is the key to everything.
Many students turn to immediate family, classmates and local mosques to recreate the warmth of family iftars. Modern technology has become a lifeline, allowing students to stay close to family and friends across time zones.
Well, we call every night. It's like a thing with Afghans. You got to call your parents and everyone asks how they are, how they're doing, stay up to date with everyone. So I'd call them before bed every single night.
Whilst distance may separate them, many students recreate dishes from home, passing down tradition one meal at a time. Multicultural campuses offer a unique Ramadan experience, bringing together students from different countries, faiths and traditions under a shared sense of community. Ramadan, even away from home, continues to be a time of faith, connection and resilience. For the Trobe University News, I'm Ava Rajalingam. Ramadan Mubarak.
Next up, Cara Joubert joins a frog census where volunteers record frog numbers near La Trobe University.
Members of the public are set to have a riveting time here today at the Nyanyak Tamberi Wildlife Sanctuary as the quarterly frog census takes place. In a rare opportunity to visit the sanctuary after dark, volunteers gathered this Monday evening to help gather critical data about local frogs in the area. Ecologist David De Angelis explains how the data is important to determine what frogs are thriving, as well as those in decline, to inform adequate conservation planning.
We can direct management actions to try and assist those species that may not be doing as well.
The sanctuary was founded in 1967 to help restore and manage indigenous flora and fauna. David hopes the frog census will reveal the endangered growling grass frog, which has disappeared from sanctuary grounds, according to historical data.
That's the main focus, at least currently, for the sanctuary in terms of having a prospect or the potential to try and provide the habitat that it needs to be able to reintroduce it.
Volunteers thoroughly enjoyed the experience.
And it was really nice to walk around in the rain and hear the frogs and get to contribute to scientific research, I guess.
It was something new for me, and I like walking around nature, and it was a good experience to get to know it.
This is Cara Joubert reporting for La Trobe Live.
To get involved at the sanctuary, go to La Trobe University's website for more details.
Now over to sport with Cara, where I believe there's a bit of a debate going on.
Yes, thank you, Holly. A wave of uncertainty surrounding the time of the AFL Grand Final has caused great speculation, leaving pressure on the AFL Commission to make a final decision.
On the last Saturday of September, footy fans across Australia come together at the MCG for the AFL Grand Final. While still being played at its normal time slot of 2:30 p.m, diehard fans have been arguing about whether the Grand Final is more entertaining at night. Chris Kosovas, an 18-year-old student studying sports management, sees no reason as to why the AFL Grand Final time should be changed.
I think it's just tradition, really. Throughout history, it's just always been in the J.
The AFL Commission has come out with massive numbers in a survey, showing that 75% from 33,000 respondents prefer the AFL Grand Final to remain on a Saturday afternoon. However, there are still many eager voices calling for change in both the public and in the professional world. 2020 was a new yet exciting year for all Richmond fans, including Hiba Baghdadi, who is an 18-year-old student studying education.
I think the atmosphere is just much better, the night is just more exciting.
With what we've previously seen in 2020, pre-game entertainment was above standard for many fans. The topic has become a heavy talking point in recent times. Supporters are still leaning more towards keeping the original time.
Day grand final, keep it at the current time. I'd prefer a day grand final because we can go out afterwards.
Dream the day because If it's at night, by the time the game rolls around, people are usually too drunk.
The AFL is set to make a final decision mid-year, while keeping clubs informed.
The times dispute between upholding tradition and modern spectacle will remain as one of the AFL's biggest stories of the modern era. I'm Samira Kurta reporting for La Trobe University News.
That wraps up a big day in sport.
Thank you, Cara. Sounds like the AFL has a lot of work to do. Now on to the weather. Jade, can we look forward to some warmer beach temperatures?
Thank you. There was a light frost in the morning in Melbourne with clear skies and a low of 2 degrees. Later we can expect a high of 17 at 2 p.m. Around the nation, Sydney has a high of 20 and a low of 15, with a high chance of rain and powerful coastal surf expected. In Brisbane today, it's cloudy with a high of 17 until midday and a 40% chance of rain. Adelaide is expected to have clear skies and sun all day with a high of 17 and a low of 6. Perth can expect sunshine all day, reaching a top of 23 degrees by 3 p.m. And in Hobart, we can expect a cool day with a high of 15 degrees as well as sun and clear skies. Our week to come, the rest of the nation can expect mid to low 20s. This weekend, get your raincoats ready in Melbourne as we can expect some rain in Bundoora and cooler temperatures for next week. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Jade. Sounds like we have a typical Melbourne weather day in store for us.
Well, that's all for today. Make sure you head to our website for all the latest news and updates. I'm Holly.
And I'm Sarah. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow on the Trobe University News.